Hey guys, how are you? It's Jose here with StudyR.E.I.com. I just wanted to make this quick video to illustrate the cost of money um, associated when using your cash, tying up your cash for a real estate transaction, specifically a fix and flip property. Okay, and this scenario is straight out of the blog post, and I just wanted to make it into a turn it into a quick video so that way I can better illustrate the math associated with this example. All right, so in the example we have a property that is costing you $70,000, 70K, right? Let's get rid of that. It's costing us. The purchase is 70,000. The repairs is 70,000, and your profit is 60,000, right? The sale price is 200,000. Okay, so these are some constants. We're not really going to change these here. The purchase price and the repair price, we're not going to change. We're going to use, and the sale price is this going to stay constant. The only thing that's going to change here is your profit. Okay, in scenario number one, you are using $140,000 cash. $140,000 cash. You have $200,000 of your own money available for investing. Okay, you have $200,000 available for investing. You're purchasing a house for 70,000, repairs is 70,000. You're locking up $140,000 into this deal to profit 60,000. Now, it's not a bad return. It's pretty decent deal. However, the biggest problem with tying up so much of your money is that what happens if, for example, you find a deal that the purchase price is going to be 50 and the repairs are 50 and you're selling it for 200. Now you have a potential profit of $100,000, but because you have your money tied up in this deal, you can't really pounce on this right away. You're going to either have to go and you have some reserves available. How much of that do you want to deplete to go and take advantage of this and potentially risk having no money for either one of those, or since this property right here, scenario number one is free and clear, you can go out and try to see if you can leverage it with a hard money lender or a private lender. Go through their vetting process and determine how much money you can get out of this. Okay, by then you'll probably, hopefully, this deal is still around. But let's just, for the sake of this example, say you can't go after this opportunity because your money's tied up. Okay, now I know there's a bunch of different ways that you can potentially try to get your money out of here and go and purchase something else. But what if you can't? What if you don't do it quick enough? What if you're not able to take advantage of this scenario of this deal because of the time that it's going to take to get this money out of here. So this is where the cost of money associate. This is what the problem or what I've learned about cost of money. Okay, and this is really a mindset issue with some beginner investors or people that they have about money, right? Because sometimes people refuse to go out and take loans or use hard money lenders or private investors because they don't want to pay interest, right? They don't want to pay interest to somebody else because they'll say, oh, well, I have the money. I'll just use my own money. I don't need to use anybody else's cash, right? And I won't pay interest. And the reason people don't do this is the biggest reason is for fear of losing their money, fear of losing um, in their deal. So, but let me show you how this is actually hurting you in not allowing you to accelerate your wealth gaining process. All right, accelerate your wealth. This is what it's all about. When you're investing in real estate, we don't know how long the markets are going to be hot, or how long they're going to be, how long houses are going to be selling quickly. So let's say you do this for 6 months. That this let's say this scenario takes you 6 months to from start to close to get paid, to get make those $60,000. It takes you 6 months, right? In those same 6 months, after you finish with this one, let's say you already have another one lined up, you go ahead and do this again. So you can do two of these in 1 year, two of these same deals in 1 year for a profit of $120,000. Okay, not a bad deal. Okay, not a bad deal. But let's say you have the same um, deal over here, but consider scenario number two. And purchase price is the same, the repairs are the same, the profit is the same. The only difference is you're not tying up $140,000. You're going to be uh, using a hard money loan for 20% down of this $140,000. So it's going to be approximately 28,000. Let's just round it up to 30,000. $30,000 out of your pocket to do this deal. Now, instead of 140,000, now you are only putting in $30,000. Okay, at 15% interest. At 15% interest, what's going to happen here is that you're borrowing $110,000 to get this deal done, right? So just how you follow me here, right? So you need $140,000 to do the deal. You're only putting $30,000 out of pocket. You're getting a loan for 110,000 to do the repairs and the purchase. Now, at 15% interest, your total interest for 6 months is going to be approximately $8,200. Let's just round it up to $10,000. It's costing you $10,000 to use $110,000 for 6 months. Okay, so now you went from $60,000 to $50,000, but you're only using 30%. Let's look at this from a cash on cash return on investment. Here, you made 60,000 divided by 140,000 equals, let's see here. Let's take my calculator out real quick. You're at 42%. Let's just say 43%. You're at 43%. Here, right, you're making 50,000, but you only put in 30,000. Now, your ROI is 166%. Which scenario would you rather have? Obviously, scenario number two. But this is what the stubborn person, or the beginning investor, or the person that looks that has a mindset of paying somebody interest is bad, or taking a loan is debt. All these negative mindset that it comes to using somebody else's money come into play here. Okay, and it's hurting your business, absolutely hurting your business. So now with the same amount of money, right, that's 140,000, now instead of only doing 2 deals a year, you can do 5 deals a year. Oops. You can do 5 deals per year. right? Because if each deal will cost you $30,000, and let's just assume that you can find, similar deals throughout the year in your market, right? So if you're in the same market, more or less, you're going to run into the same um, numbers. Each deal is going to be about cost you about $30,000 to get into it. You're going to profit about 50K in each deal. Right. So um, out of the 140,000, you have five transactions that you can perform with $140,000. Let's just borrow an extra $10,000 from your 200, and now you can do five deals, right? Conservatively, conservatively. So now instead of going from two deals a year, you are at five deals per year. At $50,000, you're at $250,000 in profit. Okay, you just made an extra $130,000 with the same money, with the same amount of money. This is conservatively. Okay, this is conservatively five deals. But what if you can potentially, if you're very aggressive, you could potentially do anywhere between 8 to 10 deals with the same amount of money, right? Let's just say you could do one a month, approximately one per month, right? Because if each one is closing in 6 months, right? By the time you buy your first one, right? 6 months later, you're selling that one and you can continue to buy more, right? So month number one, two, three, four, five. In month number six, you're selling this one, so now you're buying another one. And then in month number seven, you're selling this one, so now you're buying another one. Month number eight, you're selling this one, now you're buying another one, and so on throughout the year, right? So this is how you're able to do anywhere between 8 and 10 transactions per year. Now, in potential profit, you have anywhere between 400 to 500,000 if you're going that route, if you're being more aggressive with your money and with your efforts to finding more properties. Okay, so with this scenario, you know, using just your own cash to do transactions, and believe me, guys, I know a lot of people that just only want to use their own cash. They don't want to deal with quote unquote getting loans or working with hard money lenders because interest is bad, and I'm going to pay somebody else $10,000 for when I can just save those $10,000 and do the deal myself with my own money. Okay, so that money that you're quote unquote saving, it's costing you 400 to $500,000 potentially. And this is what the cost of money. And really understanding this is the difference between somebody that becomes a millionaire in investing in real estate or somebody that makes a decent amount of money, but when the market goes sideways or down, they're out of the business. They're out of the business because they didn't take advantage of the market, and now they can pounce on all the deals that are coming out here because they don't have enough money. Because now they have to have money for their living expenses. So, guys, I hope this scenario or this explanation, uh, looking at it on video, helps a little bit more and puts a little bit more clarity on what your cost of money is. Okay, in this particular situation, it's costing you anywhere between 130,000 to $300,000. Okay, talk to you guys later, and please share this example with somebody that needs to see it.